The third challenge is the biggest challenge of Next. It's what I just talked about, holding true to our core values and core purpose while figuring out what can and should change. OFN's strategy is built on an approach that Jim Collins and Jerry Porras developed and wrote about in a book called Built to Last. They concluded that enduring, successful companies have a corporate vision that comprise these elements, a core that is so fundamental that it should not change, and a set of changes that will advance the company's strategic arc. Collins developed the idea further in his exceptional book, Good to Great. I am confident and certain that we have not yet changed some of the things that we need to change. My job over the past few years has been, more than anything else, to try to make sure that OFN and the industry hold fast to our core purpose and our core values, but change as many non-core things as much and as fast as possible as we can tolerate, so long as they're going to lead us toward our core purpose. I also have no doubt that we have not changed our core. Together, through hard choices and rich conversations, through individual CDFIs exploring new ideas, to small groups of CDFIs and their mainstream partners constructing new financing tools, through disagreements and through agreements, we have deepened our commitment to our core. We have found new ways of working, but we see more clearly than ever what we are working for. And we are prepared to put ourselves to the test. Over the next year, much thanks to the Wachovia Next Awards for Opportunity Finance and to the creative leadership of the MacArthur Foundation, Jim Collins, the author of Good to Great, will be working with Opportunity Finance Network to study, understand, and analyze the industry and the CDFI sector. In my view, personally, Jim Collins is the best and most important business thinker at work today. And you need to know and you need to hear that he agreed to work with us because he sees something extraordinary in the industry and in your work. At the 2008 OFN conference in Albuquerque, Collins will lead an extended keynote plenary session on Good to Great in the opportunity finance sector. This will give us the opportunity to learn from and teach a great thinker, to better understand our industry and our work in a broad context, and to join together to ground the next phase of opportunity finance in a commitment to our core purpose and our core values. Just as DNA is the building block of life, CDFI DNA is the foundation for who we are and what we do. At the risk of oversimplifying a complex thing, I want to try to tell you what I think makes up CDFI DNA, what defines that intangible something that defines our industry and our work. CDFI DNA has a dominant trait. It will not put profit before core purpose, and so will not put business opportunities before core values. CDFI DNA has a gene that causes us to fit capital to our customers when the more conventional lending gene sometimes tends to work the other way around. CDFI DNA gives respect and expects it in return. CDFIs will collaborate aggressively with partners with integrity, but will not collaborate at all with would-be partners who lack it. As I mentioned, there's a recessive gene in CDFI DNA that causes us to shun attention and praise. Humility is a virtue, of course, but a side effect of this particular genetic tendency is a pattern of self-isolation from the markets and institutions we seek to influence. It's a form of institutional agoraphobia. And last, CDFI DNA is resilient and it's mobile. It transcribes readily from the double helix of CDFIs to other types of institutions, where it replicates steadily. Once it is established in conventional genomes, there's some evidence, I hear, that it bends the moral double helix of the universe toward justice. While I was in Kansas City that day, I forgot about the strange flight from Philadelphia. As I went through security, however, I experienced a brief flashback. And when I boarded my flight, the anxiety started to peak. As the plane took off, I waited nervously for the pilot's okay to turn on my iPod. I could see the flight attendants eyeing me suspiciously, monitoring my nervous behavior. And as I put on my earphones and hit play, I did not know what to expect. It was Phil Oakes singing plaintively. Oh, my days won't be dances of delight when I'm gone, and the sands will be shifting from my sight when I'm gone. Can't add my name into the fight when I'm gone, so I guess I better do it while I'm here. And I won't be laughing at the lies when I'm gone. And I can't question how or when or why when I'm gone. Can't live proud enough to die when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. I think perhaps I was too brief and too glib about my heritage and my lineage earlier on. There is one more thing I want to tell you. My dedication to justice is encoded in my DNA. In my family, the saying is, the nut didn't fall far from the tree. But I learned from my parents who are here to add my name into the fight, and I learned from my parents to question how or when or why, and most important, I learned from my parents how to live proud enough to die. I am, and we all are in our own ways, a proud heir to generations of struggle for justice, and we aspire to be parents to a new generation of justice rooted in opportunity. We work for transformational change, but we achieve it one transaction at a time. Dr. King said that power is the ability to cause social, economic, and political change. Our power comes not from what we do, but from what drives us to do what we do, what's in our DNA. And I learned from Deborah this year that our power also comes from knowing what not to do and what we are incapable of doing because of who we are or because of our DNA. So I hope this conference gives you a break from what you do, at least long enough to appreciate who you are and what you are part of. And please, when you leave this room today, and when you leave this conference this week, and when you return to your work next week, if you remember one thing, please remember this. This is our time, and you are the people we have been waiting for. Thank you for your work. Thank you for supporting OFN. Enjoy the conference, and now let's listen to the song.